Hi y'all! Welcome to or back to our channel. Today we're doing kind of a roundup of how this 6-week spring cleaning habit building eco-minimalism challenge went for our family. Over the last 2 weeks, our habits were composting or finding something sustainable to do with our food scraps instead of putting them in our trash, and carbon neutrality, figuring out how to have a carbon neutral footprint. So it turned out these were the easiest two steps, which I thought for sure would be the hardest. I was really kind of into the vermicomposting thing, but it turns out that my husband, who would actually be doing it, was like less excited about that, and he decided he was going to build a smaller version of the humanure pile that we used to have when we lived in a yurt. We used to live in a yurt, off-grid, totally off-grid, on an organic vegetable farm, and it was amazing and very cool, and we learned a lot of things. And one of the things we did was we had a composting toilet, and we used a humanure pile, which is a compost pile that can take human manure or the contents of a compostable toilet. So we're going to have a smaller version of that here, but do the same basic thing except minus the composting toilet. We haven't built it yet because wood costs a lot right now. Are you serious? Have you seen that? But we do have our plans all set together, and when we can find some wood, hopefully reclaim maybe some pallets, we will put that all together and have that going. We'll keep a bucket in the freezer where we can put our food scraps in throughout the week, and then when we're ready we can just come out and dump it and cover it back up. It's so easy. I loved our humanure pile before. It was so easy to use, so I'm really excited to do that same thing again. Then the carbon neutrality, if you watched the last video, you'll know that I didn't really know what it meant to get our carbon footprint to be neutral. Like, how would you do that? I know what it means to have a carbon neutral footprint, to be offsetting in some way, or like not using too much carbon emissions, right? But I didn't really understand how you would do that. Is that a thing that people know? So I went to the website that Shelby linked to in her video, which I linked to in that video that I did. It's a company called Go Climate, and I went there and it has everything I needed to figure out what they were talking about. So basically what happens is you know, the things you do in your daily life, like shopping and driving, or maybe taking flights places, using the electricity in your house and stuff like that, they all obviously have a carbon footprint. So what you can do is they give you like a little questionnaire and you fill it out, and it tells you how much, you know, what your carbon footprint is. And it's also kind of cool because you can see against the average people in your country and kind of see where you fall within that, which is kind of fun. And like, we're a little over the American average, which I was kind of surprised about, but I realized it's because Matt has a job where he's in his car driving all day. So I really felt like, wow, okay, you're right, I need to offset this, like I need to do something. But I didn't understand how paying them money would change anything. But what you do is you're funding different climate projects, environmental projects in the whole world. And so as they pointed out, like the world is like one big atmosphere. So even though I'm putting out the emissions here, if they do some project in Sweden or India or Bangladesh or Mexico, that still like lessens, if they're doing something there that is lessening emissions overall or creating greener energy or better water or whatever, then that's, you know, it's still in the same atmosphere. So it's like it does offset. So basically you put it in, it tells you how much you would have to pay to offset your carbon footprint. And for us, with, you know, bigger than the average American amount of carbon footprint because of all of our driving, it's only $20.50 a month for us to offset our carbon footprint. And I think that's a huge deal to be able to do. And to tell you the truth, now that I've done it, I feel really good. Like there's just sort of a sense of purpose. Now, on Go Climate's website, they said, like, don't let this be like an excuse for you to be like, oh, well, I'm carbon neutral now, I can just go shop more, or I can do more driving or whatever because I'm offsetting that somehow. Obviously, we still want to do less. But like, my husband needs to drive around, and it's not available to us, or it's not really an option for us to have a hybrid car for him right now, or an electric car for him right now to do that job. So it's, you know, at least we're doing something to offset it, and that makes me feel good. So the two habits that I thought would be the hardest turned out to be the easiest. I'm also doing really well with consistent cleaning. I thought the consistent part of that was going to be a problem, but I kind of gotten into a routine. I use Sweepy to tell me like what really needs to be done right now. So when things get red, I know those are the things that I should focus on working on. Because I have everything listed out as small task items, instead of thinking, oh, I need to clean the bathroom, and just feeling overwhelmed by it. I don't know if other people have that problem, but I really do. I can go like, oh, that'll only take me 2 minutes if I go in there and I just wipe the baseboards, or I clean off the counter, and that's all I have to do. And so if I think of it like that, instead of thinking of cleaning the bathroom, then it's much easier for me to get some stuff done, even if I don't clean the whole bathroom in one day. If it gets cleaned over the course of a week, that's still better than not doing it. So on my bad days, which I do have, I try really hard to at least keep up with laundry and dishes. If I can keep up with laundry and dishes on a difficult day, that is a success. As we get things cleaned out and decluttered and simplified, it's getting easier and easier to keep up with those things. So on my better days, which there are more and more of all the time, and I'm really excited about feeling better finally, those days I just tell myself, like, if I can do one 5-minute thing, that will be great. So I look on my list, I see one 5-minute thing that needs to get done: wiping the baseboards, cleaning the toilet, wiping down the counter, tidying the bar, whatever. One single thing, and I do it. And then, especially if I can get that done pretty early in the morning, I feel accomplished. I can let go of any pressure that I've put on myself to get that done, to do the cleaning. And I can just sort of relax into it. And if I find myself later being like, oh, is there something I need to do right now? Oh, I could go do 5 minutes of cleaning, or like, you know, I'm already up. Is there something I could clean real quick? You know, oh, I'll just wipe down some light switches or whatever. So then I can click those off, which also feels nice on the app, and it's good to see things go to green. I really love that. It makes me feel accomplished. So the consistent cleaning is going really well. Now, some days I do a lot of cleaning because I really can like stack those 5 minutes on top of each other, and other days I do one, and other days I'm just struggling. I just need to get by, and that's okay too. Simplifying's going well. We haven't made a lot of progress on it since I talked to you guys last, because what I'm doing is I'll declutter one room, and then I have my whole donations pile, and I will go through that and try to get rid of it, first with my friend group, and then with maybe buy nothing, or possibly trying to sell some of it, depending on what it is. Little by little, people start picking things up, or I drop things off, and so it takes a while to kind of get rid of all the things that I used to, you know, just take and dump at the Goodwill or Salvation Army or whatever. So doing it this way is a little bit longer, drawn out kind of thing. But overall, I feel really good about it, and it's nice seeing people who I know will really love this stuff, and I know it's more likely to be used and loved than, you know, possibly just end up in the landfill anyway. I'm still getting rid of some of the stuff that was in our schoolroom area, but it's getting clean and usable, and that's so nice. And then I'll move on to some of our closets, and we're doing the garage and the front and backyard. All that still has to be done, and if I think about it, it seems so overwhelming, but at the same time, it's nice to know that, you know, by doing it this way where it's a little more drawn out, it does take longer, but I'm like ready to go on the next space. I need a break between declutters sometimes, I guess. So it turns out the hardest two things to do were the two habits we did first, and the hardest thing is don't put it down, put it away. We're still really trying on that, but I've noticed it's kind of creeping back up on us, and I especially, sometimes I think to myself, like, how is this even possible? As a mom of 3 young kids, I come in and I've got, you know, their diaper bag and their backpacks from staying at Grammy's, and they need their diaper changed, or, you know, food made right now, and I've got all this stuff. I can't unpack all their stuff and, like, I don't know, refill, I don't know. all the things need to be put away. But I just set them down when I come in because I've got kids yelling for me to do this, or I really need to go to the bathroom because we've been in the car for so long, and then by the time I get back everybody needs snacks, or somebody is yelling at somebody else, or you know how it is. So I have noticed that I will still deposit things and not put them away right away, but I try to come back to them really quickly. Like I keep it in my mind, like get that put away tonight. So at least that's better. And I will find, like, I'll set my keys down and then be like, no, it's just there to set it, you know, to put it on the key hook. So it has made a difference. I do sometimes, however, put stuff away when my husband's still using it. Like if he's done some cooking and I'll be like, oh, he left these spices out, and I'll put them away, and he'll be like, where did the salt go? Well, he wouldn't say where did the salt go. He'd say, where did the chili powder go? Oh, I put it up. And yeah, so spend less, move more. That's gone okay. We went really well. We were like super not spending, and then it's sort of, we needed like an extra big groceries, right? So we didn't just need our like normal grocery store groceries. We needed our, like, I buy from Terrasol for all these like bulk items, dates and nutritional yeast and stuff like that. And so that was a big purchase. And then on the same day I purchased from a spice place, Pinsy's Spices, where we get that because we needed some refills of stuff. And then I think I bought something for the kids, you know, and then it just sort of started stacking up. And then, you know, I think that day we stopped, we got Starbucks, which we don't normally do. So there was one day recently where we really spent a lot of money. And I mean, it probably wasn't a huge sum of money. It was definitely within the budget, but it was difficult to get us to like pull it back in after we spent all that money. So like we spent what we should have spent, but then it was just sort of like, spending is fun, let's keep doing it. And I had to like really rein it in. And so it's been hard maybe like the last couple days because I kind of have that itch to like buy stuff. But Move More is going pretty well. I've got kind of back into my, like, at least making sure I get that 5 minutes in the morning, a little meditation in the morning, just so that I start off the day with like a little bit of, I don't know, loosening up and like functional body movement. And then I have been taking a few walks a week in the afternoon. So not every day, certainly, maybe like 3 days a week. I've been doing like a little 20, 30, 40-minute walk in the afternoon. And that's great because I'm kind of stepping in, trying to say in June, maybe I'll make that like 5 times a week, getting it, like working up to it. So I feel pretty good about it. It's not where I want to be with movement. I'd love to be like, oh yeah, I went to the gym and worked out for an hour. Well, I don't want to go to the gym, but I don't want to go to the gym. Don't make me go to the gym. But I do love working out. Like I used to really be a runner, and I did orienteering, and I did adventure races and mountain biking and all kinds of stuff. I do actually love using my body and like working out and being active, but it's been a while. It's been a while. So I need to like step back into it slowly and accept that, you know, I can't just go for a run because I have 3 kids that are young and need me to look after them. So I'm kind of like getting there. Anyway, if I started running right now, oh gosh, I would get overuse injuries so bad. I need to get my body back in shape. Yeah, overall, I think this 6-week challenge has really helped our family, especially me, kind of get back into a place where I feel like I'm in control, where I feel like we're moving in the direction that I want us to be going in forward. I have noticed a huge difference in my emotional feelings. Hello, birdies. In my emotional feelings, I have not noticed a big difference in my vocabulary, but I have noticed a big difference in like my ability to remain calm when I'm dealing with difficult situations, my ability to not get overwhelmed. And I think that decluttering and having like open spaces and starting to think about I don't know, my impact on the environment. I also have this thing that since we've become ethically vegan, or like we're like on that road, that I've kind of got this like thing where I thought, you know, if you care so much about the animals, right? If you're like, oh, you know, we should take care of animals, we should see all sentient beings as worthwhile, and so forth, then wouldn't you want to include yourself in that? And so like self-care has taken on kind of a different like viewpoint for me. Maybe I'll get into that more on another video. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to hear more about, or if you're like, no, shh, keep it to yourself. I might do it anyway, but let me know. I feel like I should have some like really compelling thing to say here at the end, but really I just want to say thanks for watching and see y'all soon. Today we are doing kind of a round, I forgot I had my glasses on. Told him I wouldn't do that. Oh, it's so bright though. Seriously, terrible timing.